All right, let's just jump right in. We're going to talk about how one brand with a super simple idea completely flipped the script on the entire multi-billion-dollar beauty industry. Seriously, it's this wild story about transparency, about science, and a marketing plan that was, well, it was basically anti-marketing.
And that really is the central question, isn't it? I mean, the name itself, The Ordinary, it just screams common, basic, maybe even a little boring. But its success? It's been anything but. So you have to ask, how in the world did they pull that off?
Okay, just to give you a sense of scale here, 4 billion views. And that's billion with a B. Now you have to understand, that's not from some massive, slick ad budget. No way. That's from real people, just like you, making and sharing videos about these products. It's the kind of organic, word-of-mouth explosion that marketing execs literally dream about.
So, to really get how they got there, you have to look at their core philosophy. See, they weren't just trying to sell you another fancy cream in a pretty jar. Oh no. They were starting a full-on revolution, and it was all built on this one key idea. They were selling science, not dreams.
And this quote from the co-CEO, Nicola Kilner, it just hits the nail on the head. It gets right to the heart of their whole strategy. I mean, think about it. The old idea of luxury was all about, exclusivity, secret formulas, crazy high prices. The Ordinary just came in and completely redefined it. For them, the real luxury is honesty. It's knowing something actually works and knowing exactly what you're putting on your skin.
And this really sets the stage perfectly. It's like a classic showdown, right? In one corner, you've got the old guard of traditional beauty, all about these mysterious blends with fancy trademarked names, prices that are just sky high, and of course, a big celebrity endorsement. And in the other corner, you have the Ordinary's model. We're talking clinical transparency, prices that are radically affordable, and a community of fans that basically became their own unpaid marketing department.
All right, so how exactly did they do it? Let's get into the first part of their playbook. And it all starts with the product itself. They took this, well, you could call it a chem lab approach to skincare. And honestly, it changed everything. I mean, this comparison right here just says it all, doesn't it? On one hand, you have luxury brands selling you a story, a fantasy, with a name like the Miracle Broth Serum. Then you have the Ordinary, and they just give you the lab report, niacinamide 10% plus zinc 1%. It's not poetic for sure, but who cares? It tells you exactly what's in the bottle. It's a total shift from marketing fantasy to straight-up scientific fact.
And what this did was create this whole new category people started calling functional beauty. The whole idea was to just strip away all the junk, the fillers, the perfumes, all the marketing fluff. Instead, they just gave you these powerful, single-ingredient treatments. And that was huge because it empowered you, the customer, to build your own routine. It was kind of like a pick and mix for your face, letting you target your specific problems with really specific solutions.
And then, of course, there's the price. This might be the most radical part. We're talking about high-grade, super effective skincare for around $10. This was absolutely revolutionary. You could suddenly get a serum that was, scientifically, on par with products that cost 10, even 20 times more. This wasn't just being competitive, this was completely breaking the market.
Okay, so let's recap. You have an amazing product at an absolutely insane price. But how do you let people know about it when you don't have a billion-dollar ad budget? Well, that brings us to the second and maybe most brilliant part of their playbook, the anti-marketing marketing plan.
Their strategy was genius because they just flipped the traditional model completely on its head. Instead of shelling out millions for a celebrity face, they celebrated their own scientists, the people actually making the stuff. Their content wasn't about looking glamorous on a yacht. It was about education. They basically made a bet. They bet that real, unfiltered reviews from actual users would be way more powerful than any glossy magazine ad. And wow, were they right.
And this strategy created this perfect, self-sustaining machine, the viral feedback loop. Think about how it works. Step 1. A regular person posts a totally authentic review on TikTok. Step 2. That video just explodes, goes viral, reaches millions. Step 3. The product they featured sells out instantly. And step 4, all that buzz makes even more people buy it and, you guessed it, create new content.
It just feeds itself. Rinse and repeat.
And just to be clear, this viral loop wasn't just generating likes and views. Oh no, it was translating into massive, real-world sales. Let's take a specific example. Their famous peeling solution, the one everyone called the vampire blood mask. A single viral TikTok video led to more than 100,000 bottles being sold. That's over $1 million in sales from one video made by one user. It's just incredible.
So I know what you might be thinking. Okay, that's a great story, but was it just lightning in a bottle, a one-off success? Well, here's the really fascinating part. This playbook, it's proven to be something anyone can use anywhere. I mean, just look at the map. You've got the Inky list in the UK, you've got Minimalist over in India, AccuFix in Pakistan. Brands are popping up all over the globe and successfully copying the exact same core principles. We're talking that single ingredient focus, totally transparent pricing, and a real commitment to educating customers instead of just hyping them up.
And that right there proves that this isn't just a skincare story. Not at all. It's a full-blown business model. It is a replicable strategy that you could use to walk into any established market. I'm talking food, finance, you name it, and completely shake things up just by offering radical transparency and incredible value.
All right, let's wrap this all up by looking at the big picture here. What does this whole revolution actually mean for you and me, for the average consumer? Well, it means the rules of the game have completely changed.
And this chart really visualizes that fundamental change perfectly. That old school idea of brand prestige, the value we put on that has just plummeted. So what do we care about now? It's simple. We want to know, do the ingredients actually work? And we demand to know why something costs what it does. Efficacy and honesty, that's the new currency in town.
So, if there's one big takeaway from this entire story, it's this. The power has shifted. It's no longer with the big brands in their ivory towers. It's with us, the consumers. We're armed with information from our phones, from social media, and we're demanding transparency. We're not falling for the marketing mystique anymore. We just want results.
And that leaves us with one last question to chew on. In a world where we all have a supercomputer in our pockets and can find out anything about a product in seconds, has simple, verifiable honesty become the new ultimate form of luxury?